A few days ago, I did a video regarding the Ruy Lopez opening, the Morphy defense, and some other variations. Well, not much time later, I had a game where I played very solidly and I used those things I told you. The purpose of this video is to show you that game to let you understand how to use properly those moves. This is a game I've played recently and is the best example to explain to you how to play the Ruy Lopez properly. By theory, e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop b5, and we are into the Ruy Lopez. He played the Morphy defense. I had two opportunities to take or to go back, and I went back with bishop a4, b5 threatening again my bishop, so now I have to move it back again, bishop on b3, bishop b7, taking control of the big diagonal here. This is a really good move that a lot of times happens. I castled, knight a5, threatening to take my bishop, but this just favors me because then I take and I free my rook, and my rook now is free to roam around on this file. c3. But as we said in the video about the Ruy Lopez theory and the Morphy defense, here I could have taken this pawn with the bishop, then king takes, and I go with the knight here, and I check him, and I force him to go somewhere else, maybe coming near, but it's not a good idea. Instead, I decided to remain calm and not to do anything like this, because as we said, with proper play, Black can consolidate his position and his advantage, and then he wins. So, Black played bishop c5, rook e1, defending this, knight f6, d3, reinforcing the defense on this pawn because I have two pieces that threaten to take me here, h6, this is a free pawn, so knight takes bishop, and the best thing to do is really to take with the pawn and free the rook, as I said before, but I decided to take with the queen because now if he doesn't notice, this is a mating one. He noticed and castled, so I went back with the knight on f3, knight g4, bishop e3, because otherwise he has a fork here. You see, he goes here and I have to go here or here. So I decided to remove the threat with bishop e4. It takes and I take with pawn, with the idea of freeing my rook sooner or later, maybe after kicking this knight away, and then I can go with the knight on e5 and I can attack with the rook, the knight that is here, c5 follows, knight d2, bishop c6, d4, trying to find a pawn break, c4, I run away, knight f6 and I move forward, he goes back on g4, e4 comes. You see, I'm pushing one by one all the pawns together. It has no meaning at all, pushing one pawn alone. If you do something like that, that pawn is just lost. It doesn't have a meaning. You have to march forward with all your forces together, otherwise it's useless. d6, and I say to myself, I have a double pawn structure here, so why not to sacrifice one in order to earn another pawn? Queen takes, I threaten the queen, queen c7 moves away, h3, bishop takes, I take back, h5. Here you should have thought something like he doesn't want to ruin the structure in front of his king, so he won't take, but a knight is a knight anyway, so I took. And in this way I also double his pawns. Knight goes on c5 and I see this is checkmate. He sees this and pushes the pawn on f5. I cannot take because of the rook. But here I have a fork. Queen goes on f7, and due to the fact that a knight is worth less than a rook, I take the rook. And also, since I have a material advantage, why not take a rook? Because now I have just a piece more. He takes with rook, rook f1, with the idea of doubling rooks and going for a full force attack. Queen h5, g3, queen on h3. I propose an exchange, he accepts, g5, rook f2 with the idea of doubling those rooks, as I said before, f4, takes, rook on e1 because it's now pointless to double my rooks here, because when he comes forward, I'm going to lose a rook for a pawn. So this doesn't work, and my idea here is to walk these pawns and promote them. f3 eventually comes with check, king g3, blocking these two pawns, and here the opponent resigned because I had just more material. As you have seen, it was not a spectacular game, just plain theory taking advantage of my opponent's mistakes, playing very solidly, very carefully, not doing any major blunder, and that shows to you that if you play in this way, if you go into a certain position and you manage to do the right moves and take the advantage you gain at the start, you are able to win a game without much effort.